Hey guys, welcome back to Don'tCritMe.com presents Lifepowder. This episode we're going over the Lagiacrus, one of the more tougher first monsters you guys to face. With me today I also have Tyler, as usual, and Nigel.
What's up?
So, we have you here fighting Lagiacrus. This is often considered like the first real challenge hunters face in this game, if they never hunted before.
Yeah, it's your proving ground, really. If you can beat this guy, it means you're ready to start playing this game with other people and really do well.
So, we have you online here with, not one, not two, but three people using a lance.
Lagiacrus, the master race of lances.
And we also have a dual swordsman here. So we're going to get right to fight. Lagiacrus is...
Ice bow. That's it.
Really?
Ice bow?
I used dual sword last time I talked to you.
Oh, use bow.
He's his
Okay.
bow.
Yeah.
So Lagiacrus, or Laggy as some often people call him, is an underwater electric monster. So water and lightning elements aren't too good against him. Fire works great against him, though, surprisingly.
It's like they didn't go to Pokemon school. That's all I gotta say.
Or something. Usually the battles start off if you're doing them in the flooded, not in the flooded forest, in, what is this, Forest and Hills?
Desert island.
Desert Island, sorry.
No, it's Desert Island.
If you're in Desert Island, he starts off usually in 11, migrates over to 10, but usually stays in 11 and 10. Occasionally going on land if it's the case, if he needs to. He doesn't travel further than that. Tyler, you use a bow, so I know you said you're fighting this on high rank right now. Could you give some tips about, like, his attack patterns, what you would do usually to avoid these kind of things?
For those of you who can't block.
Dodge down. Surprisingly, except for with maybe one or two attacks, always try to dodge down if you can when you're in the water. Because he has a lot of attacks that hit horizontally as opposed to vertically. Like, they have no vertical component usually, so he only has one or two attacks that really do. I think the main one being he'll, like, try to tail whip you, and so it comes up from how he sits, it'll come up from underneath. That's the only time you can't really dodge down. It's pretty obvious when he's going to do that, though. But for most of the time, you should be able to dodge down because he's fairly flat, so you should dodge most of his stuff.
Unlike Nigel.
Yeah, like me, he'll just sit there and eat everything. And with my shield.
It's kind of a recurring theme for you. You did that in the last video, too. Just ate everything.
Well, I don't do it so much in this one. This one's a little better than last time. You do gotta remember with the Lagi, he has a couple of attacks. The ones I say most people get caught in, I see, is his lightning attacks, which are really obvious when he'll do it. You'll see him, like, start glowing blue, and that's when you need to GTFO or start blocking. And also, he'll start glowing purple for another one. The purple one you really need to get back for. Yeah, right there, you'll see the lightning one. And the purple one will show up later, too. And you really need to just get the heck out. Like, I've seen people eat that, it just ruins you, because it gives you the lightning light, which can cause you to stun, and then just get wombo comboed by him. So.
Definitely want to stay away from when he's using lightning. Also, I know he does a huge charge-up dash. That can also be charged with lightning as well, so watch out for that as well.
Also, if he hits you and it's not charged with lightning, it can put Water Blight on, which messes with your stamina. And if you're a Lance user or a dual sword user, it's really going to hurt you.
Actually, pretty much anyone.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Don't get hit by Water Blight, it sucks.
Yeah, he actually doesn't have any of his attacks electrified unless his back is glowing blue.
Mm-hmm.
Or he launches lightning out of his mouth.
Yeah, if his back's not glowing, you generally don't have to worry about it until either he goes into it, like you just saw. He'll do one real quick, and then you have to worry about getting away from him. He does have a couple of variations of that. He has that really close one that he did earlier when he went into the form, or we went into the rage mode with his lightning, and then he has another one that just does a massive area. It'll show basically spots where the electricity was generated. So that was a small one right there. So you have to really run away from that. It's kind of hard to block because it can hit behind you. So
yeah.
So we're going to talk real quick about wound points. The guy Chris I know has 3 wound points. His claws, his
4.
chest. If you look at his chest,
4.
He's got 4.
4? Okay.
Yep.
So claws, I know. Chest, like you see right here, his chest gets torn open there. His horn on his head, and is it his tail too?
Yeah, his tail can be cut off.
Okay. The tail can be cut off. I usually don't bother with the tail, even if it's a great sword, because it's just...
Sorry, he's got 5. He's got his chest, his head, his back, his tail, and his claws.
Oh, his back, you're right. The shell shock.
Yeah, you can break his shell shock.
I was like, here's a place where you want to
run.
Yeah,
that's the big one right there.
Yeah, you gotta get away from that.
There you go. You got hit right after, even though it was already blocking. up. That's when you just gotta run away.
Yeah, it's got a funky hitbox with it, because it can sometimes get behind you, especially when you're blocking. Like, your best goal is get out. Don't be standing there.
Like I said, I don't think in this video he doesn't venture out of water, does he? He just kind of like mopes off.
I think in this one he stays on the ground. He didn't go on ground. And on ground, it's not much different from fighting him on underwater. Just the big difference is that
I think it's easier on ground than it is on water.
He is way easier. He doesn't have nearly as much mobility when he is on land.
I do want to remind people, though, don't be a noob like Nigel here. You should let Lagiacrus walk away, go to sleep first, and then have someone come and bash him in the face before you walk out and just like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep now. Like, let him go to sleep.
Yeah, let him go to sleep, then come in. I was kind of in a rush.
And also, don't forget to get air, like Nigel once again almost died to.
I am bad with air. Air is not... Me and my friend is air don't like each other.
You also just ate that lady.
Yeah, also, don't stop the chat, apparently.
Yeah, don't stop the chat. When I was asking, we wanted to cap the monster, we wanted to kill it, we just ended up killing it. Spoiler, oops.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, another thing is that, like, he's on land right now, but usually, like you said earlier, he starts in the water, but when he gets tired, usually after being, like, in this rage mode for a very long time, he'll actually go to the land part on 10, or if he's really weak, he'll come in here.
Yep.
So, those are his patterns for this map. The Flooded Forest is different, though.
Yeah, Flooded Forest, I don't think I've ever seen him go on land in Flooded Forest. No, I have. He goes on land on 4 in Flooded Forest.
Yeah, he goes in the cave, I think it's like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, traps, I would not suggest using traps against them. They're not really too effective.
No.
What? Oh, no, traps are way
great
effective.
against them.
Pitfall traps aren't the best, because like I said, he doesn't really go on land that much.
But if he goes on land, he gets on land and he gets hit by the pitfall.
Pitfall trap, he's stuck in there for a good time.
Because he's usually exhausted when he comes up. But shock traps, I have a lot of success with them. Maybe you guys do.
Really? It's a little hard to get him into it because he's so mobile and he can dance around it. But other than that, they have a giant ball they can hit, so it's a really good way to get free hits on him, especially his tail underwater.
Yep. So, that's it for the Lagiacrus. We're not going to talk too much more. Once again, thanks guys for tuning in at Lifepowder. This is Blade, Tyler, and Nigel signing off. Also check out don'tcritme.com for articles, videos, and giveaways.